Okay, so I don't know why exactly I'm videoing this, but I am at Los Angeles Ave, and why are there no street signs here? Los Angeles Ave, and what street am I on? Well, we're gonna have to figure out the street. But I am where I did 3D animation for a small animation firm, where I met Dave. Ironically, that security guard's name was Dave. Dave WILDHARE. He called himself on IRC. Dave something. Dave, I don't remember his last name. Yosemite. Okay, we are on Yosemite and Los Angeles Ave in the Simi Valley, where I met Dave WILDHARE. While out of my 40 years of turmoil of mass worldwide people sent after me to have me locked away or killed, I can't specifically remember much about Dave being a mean guy. He lived out in Oxnard or Ventura. Like everyone else, never did anything wrong to him. Really liked the guy. Dave, what was his last name? I can't remember. Dave WILDHARE from IRC. Now, when his name's WILDHARE, it might have some kind of relation to me and hair, but I'm not sure. It's also obviously a rabbit. Now, Dave... Okay, let's go to where we worked. They were mad at me a couple years ago for going out to Ventura, in Ventura County by the water. There's a cop right here too, which is interesting. At 7-Eleven, there might be something to that because they don't want me to go to 7-Eleven and get Slurpees. Dave later on started an animation company out in Sherman by the 405 in Sherman Oaks or Encino Studio City, Sherman Oaks area. I really can't think of anything he did wrong to me. Now, I could be wrong. There could be a whole bunch of things, but I believe that Rob Roy McGregor sent after me while I worked here is a whole different story. Rob Roy McGregor was mad about things like the boss checking his stock market things. I became friends with Rob Roy. He was telling me that his neighbor stabbed someone. A neighbor kid stabbed his father or something, trying to get falsified confessions. He was something about as the Star Wars movie was being made, one of them, they were talking about getting models before the movie of Star Wars, spaceships and things like that. All sort of working with the police to try to get confessions and weird things like this. Now, Rob Roy lived in like Echo Park, Hollywood area. So I was working out here. He took a job here. He was joking around. He said there was like animation projects, like throwing someone off a bus for forensics, which he was actually hinting about them mad about me asking a girl what time it was, flirting with her on the bus in Colorado when I was at University of Colorado. Okay, so I don't remember which office building we were in. We are at 5775 Los Angeles Ave, Simi Valley or Slimy Valley or whatever. I believe we worked in this building right here. There's a guy actually waiting in his car backwards back there, which is interesting. This was like 20, 30 years ago, so 25 years ago. They're obviously not around. Some 2-bit animation company. We have some Mini Coopers. Looks like they've been left for me here with a group of other cars parked backwards all together. So this seems to be the location where I worked. Don't know exactly. I think it might have been this corner office up here, with Dave WILDHARE and Rob Roy McGregor. Rob Roy, I know for sure, sent after me. Dave, I don't know how deep Dave was in, and I believe the boss's name might have been Greg something, but it was so long ago that I really couldn't tell you. So here it is. This is where I worked at the age maybe 25 doing animation in a small cheeseball little visual effects house. Interesting, it should be on the car DVR. A guy saw me couple of minutes ago, and he reversed towards my car, and he waited there for a few seconds, and he took off, and as he took off, the cop was driving this way, and he kind of waved. I couldn't tell if he was waving the cop or me, but it was very strange. But the point is that he knew who I was. Now, how would he know who I was? Even especially if I worked here 25 years ago as a young kid, right? That's kind of the point. And I think he was sending little, like, reverse messages, like, you're going in reverse, right? But why? What's the reasoning, right? Okay, so a recap. As I'm leaving, that I believe is the office. We have all our cars backwards by it. There is Dave WILDHARE, just like Dave the security guard. Rob Roy McGregor, more importantly. I believe the boss Greg and the Rob Roy operations with Hollywood and things like that. And so so that is it. What streets are we on? We are on Los Angeles Ave in Yosemite and Simi Valley. And it is very strange that there are no street signs for Yosemite. Remember, there was a guy waiting for me just now there too, and the cop was waiting here on Yosemite, but yet right now, why was the guy waiting for me? Well, he was waiting because, oh, Kevin might go to where he used to work and video it or something. Okay, well, who would care? The only reason you would care is if Kevin's talking about his life, things you don't want him to talk about. Cop going to 7-Eleven, well, they've been ramping up, following me wherever I am to the 7-Elevens. After I made a joke that I'm going to get Slurpees, even though Tom Farley has a problem with that, you know, things like that, right? Showing that all these things are happening around me, that they say aren't, and that I'm crazy, right? But my entire point was, which they probably were trying to thug and intimidate me, was that that was the office where I was, whatever, that was the office where I worked. What age was I? Graduated maybe 24. Worked with WILDHARE and Rob Roy McGregor. Dave WILDHARE and Rob Roy McGregor. God, I can't remember his last name. On the DVR video, you can see the guy waving, reversing, waving, and the cop driving by at the same time.